The foundation, why priorities matter. Before success begins, before growth happens, before discipline is built, there is one pillar everything rests on: priorities. Your life becomes powerful the moment you decide what matters most. People fail not because they are weak, not because they are unlucky, not because they lack talent, but because they spend their time on things that do not move their life forward. Setting priorities is the art of telling your future, "I respect you enough to prepare for you." You have to know what is truly important. What deserves your time, mind, energy, and attention. What should no longer have access to you. Because the truth is this: you cannot be everywhere. You cannot do everything. You cannot please everyone. But you can focus, and focus is where transformation begins. The cost of a distracted life. Before we talk about the power of priorities, we must talk about the danger of distractions. Every day you wake up, you are faced with thousands of noise signals. Other people's opinions, social media, urgent but unimportant tasks, pressure, instant gratification, comfort, social expectations. If you do not set your priorities first, the world will set them for you. And trust me, their plan for you is never greatness. A distracted life is an expensive life. You lose time, opportunities, growth, clarity, and yourself. You have to understand clearly, every minute spent on what does not matter is a minute stolen from what could change your life. You need to ask yourself honestly, what is stealing my focus? What is consuming energy but creating no progress? What needs to be cut so I can rise? Because you cannot prioritize what you have not identified. Deciding your core values. Now that distractions are exposed, we must build your inner compass. You cannot set priorities without knowing your core values. Core values answer the question, what kind of person am I trying to become? For some people, their values are growth, peace, meaning, discipline, legacy, family, health, spirituality, excellence, independence. For others, it may be freedom, creativity, service, connection. Your priorities must align with your values. If your values say excellence, but your priorities say procrastination, you will constantly feel lost. Spend this time to reflect deeply. What matters to you at your core? What do you want your life to stand for? What principles sit at the center of your existence? Once you know your values, your priorities become obvious, and once your priorities are clear, your life becomes simple. The power of choosing your top 3. You cannot prioritize 10 things at the same time. You cannot pursue 20 goals at the same time. You cannot move in multiple directions and expect momentum. Now you have to make a powerful shift. Identify your top 3 priorities in life right now. Not in your past, not in your imagination, not in your dreams, but in the present reality where you stand. Your top 3 priorities could be your self-development, your career, your health, your business, your education, your spiritual growth, your family, building a skill, financial stability, breaking bad habits. These 3 become your North Star, your direction, your filter, your commitment. From today, everything you do will pass through one question. Does this feed my top 3 priorities, or does it distract from them? If it distracts you, cut it. If it drains you, limit it. If it doesn't help you grow, let it go. Because greatness is not built on unlimited options, it's built on concentrated focus. The art of saying no without feeling guilty. Here your breakthrough begins. Once you identify your priorities, life will immediately test you. People will demand your time. Friends will want your energy. Opportunities will appear that look good but are not aligned. Pleasures will try to pull you away. Your past habits will try to reclaim you. You must learn the strength of one word: no. Saying no does not make you rude. It does not make you selfish. It does not make you difficult. It makes you focused. This teaches you to say, no, that doesn't serve my priorities. No, that doesn't align with who I'm becoming. No, I choose growth over comfort. No, I choose purpose over pressure. The more you say no to distractions, the louder your yes becomes to your destiny. Recognizing what is urgent versus what is important. Most people confuse urgency with importance. Urgent things scream. Important things whisper. Urgent things say, do me now, or something bad will happen. Important things say, do me consistently, and your future will transform. Urgent tasks drain your energy. Important tasks build your life. Examples: replying instantly to messages, urgent, but rarely important. Checking notifications, urgent but meaningless. Watching random videos, urgent to your impulses but not your destiny. But things like reading, building a skill, exercising, planning, working on long-term goals, studying, networking, investing in growth. They don't shout, they wait. And because they wait, most people neglect them. This trains your mind to see the difference. before doing anything, ask yourself, is this urgent or is it important? Choose importance. That's how priorities win. The priority pyramid. To build a life of direction, you need a structure. This introduces the priority pyramid, a simple, powerful framework. Level 1. Your mindset. This sits at the foundation. If your mind is weak, confused, or unfocused, your entire life collapses. Your first priority is always mental clarity and discipline. Level 2. Your health. Because without a strong body, consistent energy, and stable emotions, you can't build anything long-term. Level 3. Your mission. This includes your work, your business, your studies, your goals, the engine driving your future. Level 4. Your relationships. People who elevate you, guide you, and support you belong here. People who distract you must not climb this high. Level 5. Your lifestyle, entertainment, comfort, social life. These are not bad. They simply cannot sit at the top. Every time you follow this pyramid, your life becomes more stable, more meaningful, and more focused. Your priorities become your structure, unshakable. The habit of daily priority setting. Success is not built on one big priority decision. It is built on hundreds of small daily ones. Every morning you ask yourself, what are my top 3 tasks today that align with my priorities? Not 10, not 20, not everything, just 3. Why 3? Because the mind can stay focused on 3. 3 creates momentum. 3 eliminates overwhelm. 3 forces clarity. This teaches you a simple ritual. Before you touch your phone, before you start your day, before the world enters your mind, you write down your top 3. This is how you take control. This is how you ensure your day becomes productive, not reactive. This is how you make every day serve your future. Energy management, protecting what feeds your priorities. People think time is their biggest resource, but your real resource is energy. You may have time, but if you are drained, exhausted, mentally foggy, emotionally empty, you will do nothing significant. This teaches you to focus on guarding your energy so your priorities stay strong. Ask yourself, who drains me? What habits drain me? What environments drain me? What thoughts drain me? Then ask, what feeds me? What habits strengthen me? What environments inspire me? What routines restore me? Your energy is fuel. Protect it the same way you protect your phone battery, except your battery cannot be replaced. When your energy is aligned, your priorities accelerate. When your energy is wasted, your priorities die. Time blocking, turning priorities into schedules. A priority that is not scheduled is just a wish. This reveals one of the greatest productivity powers on earth: time blocking. Time blocking means choosing a specific time for a specific priority and treating that time as sacred. If reading is a priority, schedule it. If gym is a priority, block it. If studying is a priority, lock it in. If skill building is a priority, reserve time. Your schedule becomes your shield. Why does this work? Because when a time block exists, distractions have no room. You know exactly what to do and when to do it. And this truth becomes real. You don't find time for your priorities. You create time for them. The power of long-term vision. Priorities are born from vision. If you can see your future clearly, you will know what deserves your time today. This teaches you to ask powerful questions. Where do I want to be in 5 years? Who do I want to become? What lifestyle do I want? What habits do I need to build? What must I sacrifice? What must I learn? What must I stop doing? When your vision is strong, your priorities become obvious. When your vision is weak, everything feels urgent. Your future self is calling you. Are you listening? Can you hear the direction? Can you feel where your life wants to go? This is the moment you connect your life today with your destiny tomorrow. Turning priorities into non-negotiable habits. A priority that is not supported by habits will fade. This trains you to transform your priorities into routines that run on autopilot. If health is a priority, consistent workouts. If growth is a priority, daily reading. If financial stability is a priority, saving and budgeting. If career is a priority, skill building. If spirituality is a priority, daily reflection. If discipline is a priority, organized routines. Your habits must reflect your priorities so clearly that even on your lazy days, your life still moves forward. Non-negotiable means, you do it even when you don't feel like it. You protect it like your life depends on it. You remove excuses from the equation. Your habits are the engine. Your priorities are the driver. Together, they create unstoppable momentum. Dealing with setbacks without losing your priorities. Life will test every priority you set. Not because you are weak, but because growth requires resistance. Now you learn how to stay aligned even when You fail, you lose motivation, you get overwhelmed, you face delays, you encounter disappointments, you doubt yourself, you fall back into old habits. Setbacks don't mean your priorities were wrong, they mean you are human. But here's the powerful truth. A person with strong priorities cannot be kept down for long. Because priorities give you direction. Direction gives you movement. Movement gives you progress. Progress gives you motivation. This arms you with resilience, so no matter how many times you fall, you rise with your priorities intact. The law of trade-offs. You cannot have everything. You cannot do everything. You cannot chase every path. You cannot give your energy in all directions. Success requires sacrifice. Growth requires letting go. Progress requires trade-offs. This teaches you the law of trade-offs. To say yes to the future, you must say no to the present. To rise higher, you must release weight. To gain clarity, you must remove noise. To protect your priorities, you must sacrifice comfort. Ask yourself honestly, what must I stop doing? What must I cut out? What must I reduce? What must I distance myself from? What must I give up to grow up? Every major breakthrough in life happens after a major sacrifice. Your priorities will ask for sacrifice, and choosing them becomes the moment you step into your next level. Living a priority-driven life, realignment. This is where everything comes together. You have your core values. You have your top 3 priorities. You have your daily rituals. You have your boundaries. You have your structure. You have your vision. You have your habits. You have your momentum. Now it's time to integrate it all into a lifestyle. A priority-driven life means you move with intention, you do things that serve your direction, you protect your energy, you organize your days around what matters, you choose purpose over pressure, you say no without guilt, you make decisions based on your future, not your feelings, you live aligned, focused, and self-controlled. People will notice your shift. Distractions will lose their power. Opportunities will start appearing. Your confidence will grow. Your peace will increase. Your identity will strengthen. Your life will begin to transform. Because when priorities lead, destiny follows. Your priorities must evolve as you evolve. The priorities you had last year may not serve who you are becoming today. This teaches you, priorities are not fixed, they grow with you. As you become wiser, your priorities shift from impressing people to building yourself, comfort to growth, crowds to purpose, instant reward to long-term value, living for the moment to building for the future. You must regularly step back and ask, do my current priorities match the person I am becoming? If the answer is no, adjust them, realign them, elevate them. Evolving priorities means you refuse to stay the same. You are becoming someone new, someone stronger, wiser, more focused. Prioritizing yourself without feeling selfish. Most people feel guilty giving themselves attention, rest, discipline, boundaries, or time alone. But here is the truth. You cannot take care of your goals if you cannot take care of yourself. This teaches you powerful self-respect. Prioritize your peace, prioritize your health, prioritize your healing, prioritize your mental clarity, prioritize your growth, prioritize your rest, prioritize your vision, prioritize your future self. You cannot pour from an empty tank. You cannot build on a weak foundation. You cannot elevate your life when your inner world is falling apart. Setting priorities begins with you. When you rise, everything around you rises. Measuring your progress. You cannot improve what you don't measure. You learn how to evaluate your priorities weekly. Ask yourself, 1. What did I accomplish toward my top 3 priorities? Be honest. Celebrate wins. Expose weaknesses. 2. What distracted me? Identify patterns so you can eliminate them. 3. What should I continue doing? These are your strengths. 4. What should I stop doing? These are your self-sabotages. 5. What should I start doing? These are your next steps. Progress is not an accident, it is a result of consistent evaluation and intentional improvement. A person who tracks their priorities becomes unstoppable. When your priorities become your identity, there comes a point where priorities stop being tasks and start becoming who you are. This is about becoming the person your goals require. When priorities become identity, discipline feels natural, focus becomes enjoyable, growth feels rewarding, purpose becomes your lifestyle, good habits feel automatic, distractions feel out of place, clarity becomes your strength, self-control becomes your power. You no longer force yourself to stay focused, you are a focused person. You no longer struggle to stay disciplined, you are a disciplined person. You no longer beg yourself to follow your priorities, your identity moves you automatically. This is mastery. This is transformation. This is evolution. Living a life where priorities define your destiny. You now understand, What matters, what doesn't, where to place your energy, what to let go of, who to allow into your life, how to protect your focus, how to build discipline, how to structure your days, how to create momentum, how to stay consistent, how to evolve, how to grow, how to build your future. Your life from this moment forward becomes intentional, aligned, purpose-driven, focused, disciplined, unshakable. You now understand the greatest truth about success. Your priorities shape your routines. Your routines shape your habits. Your habits shape your character. Your character shapes your destiny. This is not just a motivational talk, this is a new beginning. From today, you walk into your future with direction, clarity, and power. You are no longer distracted. You are no longer confused. You are no longer scattered. You are no longer controlled by noise. You have priorities. You have purpose. You have vision. You have direction. And because of that, your destiny is now unstoppable. If you now understand your priorities, like and subscribe for more.